to another episode of Success University with your host, Krystal Kali, also known as the most famous woman in the world. So this one is going to be a pointedly short podcast. I wanted to clue you guys into a hack, a brain hack that has helped me enormously. So a few years ago in one of my biobehavioral classes at Penn State, I learned about brainwave states. So this is the EEG waves that you can see on screen when scientists attach electrodes to your scalp. And it is representative of neurons firing in your brain and how many waves per second are oscillating. So there are several brainwave states, and they, alpha, beta, delta, theta. I believe that's it. I should look it up. Alpha, beta, delta, theta, I believe. Hopefully there's not one more, but you know what? For this podcast, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be talking about the alpha brainwave state. And this brainwave state is when you drive to work and you don't remember the drive. So it is a semi-daydreaming state. And without getting super deep into the science of it, this brainwave state also occurs when you just wake up. So it occurs during the first 20 minutes of your day. And this is no matter what time you happen to wake up. So no matter what time you wake up, first 20 minutes, your brain is not going to be your brain just doesn't turn on just immediately from a deep sleep. There is the alpha stage first, and this is somewhere around 10.5 waves per second. And it has been called the gateway to the subconscious mind. So what does this mean? Well, it means that whatever is going into your brain in the first 20 minutes after you wake up will be psychologically, subconsciously imprinted. And this is a way that you can hack whatever feelings you want to have that day. You can program that into your mind. And trust me, you will feel different. You will behave differently. So I found this out in my classes and I went, oh, so this is a little hack here I can do. So it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. It doesn't matter how I feel. The very first thing I do, not checking emails. Do not check emails as the very first thing you do. Do not go on Google and read the news as the very first thing you do. Do not hit the snooze button as the very first thing you do. Do not do any of those things. Put on a motivational speech video. And if you can program that into whichever device you choose or app, if you can find one, I actually should look up and see if there's an app that can do this for me. But that first 20 minutes, put on a 20-minute motivational speech video. And that will prime you for your day in a way that cannot be achieved after those first 20 minutes, because after those first 20 minutes, your brain is going to be off to the races and it will enter the other brainwave states. And actually, you know what? I just remembered, yes, there is an additional brainwave state I forgot, which is gamma, the gamma brainwave state. But yes, so that's it. First 20 minutes, put on a motivational speech. I hope this helps. Test it out and email me, contact me through any of my socials. which I haven't even given my socials yet for this podcast, which is hilarious. But if you Google me, it's Krystal Khali, Krystal Khali. And I'm doing my fun social experiment for the most famous woman in the world. So my Instagram is most famous woman in the world. My website is the most famous woman in the world. Or you can simply look around because I leave links everywhere in whatever app you're using. All right, kill it. And remember to demonstrate excellence and bravery.
The information provided in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice, investment advice, or medical advice. The host is not a financial advisor nor a medical doctor or licensed therapist. Any financial or medical decisions made based on the information in this podcast are made at the listener's own risk. It is recommended that listeners consult with licensed professionals such as CPAs, financial advisors, and licensed physicians before making any investment or medical decisions. The host and creators of this podcast accept no responsibility or liability for any loss or damages incurred as a result of the information provided in this podcast.